think that's the greatest gift of love that we can give to another person, is to truly see them for who they are. But I came onto this I am Maria because when I was growing up and I'd say I am Maria, people would say to me all the time, but you're a Kennedy, right? And I write about this and I go, no, but I'm Maria. And they're like, no, you're a Kennedy. And I was like, well, no, actually, I'm a Shriver. And they're like, no, but the Shrivers are the Kennedys. I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know, and they're like, well, whose kid are you? And I'd be like, I'm Eunice's kid. And then they'd be like, well, Eunice is a Kennedy, right? And I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I mean, so I kind of decided very early on, and I remember very well deciding, I'm going to be somebody that you don't ask me whose kid I am. You don't ask me, you know, which Kennedy I am, that you'll know who I am. And so, you know, then I went off on this whole journey, which not realizing that that's an inside job. I thought it was an outside job, and I thought if I was successful, then that would be finished with that. But that didn't happen.
So you wanted to not have anything to do with kind of the family business. You wanted to strike out on your own.
Yeah, I thought, oh, I'll be a journalist. That's very different. My family was on the opposite side of journalism, so I thought, oh, I'll be a journalist. And then I thought, oh, I'll marry a Republican and I'll move to California. And, you know, and I'll marry a bodybuilder. He won't have anything to do with politics. And then I was like the Kennedy that married the governor. I'm like, what? You know, and I'm like, holy, you know what? So it was every time I tried to turn around, it was like boing, boing. So then at a certain point, I was like on the floor and I'm like, I got to figure this thing out. It's like not an exterior job, it's an inside job, and I have to go back to the beginning. And that I found going back to the beginning and getting out of my own way, getting out of my head, out came this other voice, and it came out in the form of poetry. And stuff started coming up and out onto the page that I was like, whoa, who is this talking? And what is she saying? And I let her rip. And that's what came out.